Matthew Udoff. This is my college thesis called Creativity Theory. Where does our consciousness / creativity come from? It's been a question asked by many people. First, I'm going to define consciousness, right? The state of being awake and aware of one's surroundings. Straight from Google. Long ago, many wise men and women have asked the same question. Confucius, John Locke, Plato, just to name a few. I'm curious myself. I love making art, whether it be painting, music, Photoshop, music videos, whatever it may be. Today's understanding of the subject of consciousness and brain science. First, we have MRI machines, which allow you to see inside the brain. We have EEG brain interface, which allows you to see which neurons activate with certain thought patterns. Science now has the ability to map neural pathways with these methods. This is huge for understanding consciousness. My theory is creativity theory. Consciousness is formed from a phenomenon known as phase cancellation in the waves of our biological DNA strands. Phase cancellation shifts interdimensional energy from a physical state to an electromagnetic one. This extra energy found in all living things is quantum in nature, similar to how electrons will disappear and reappear in photosynthesis. Let me explain. Phase cancellation. When two identical audio waves are inverted, they completely cancel each other out. I made a little video to demonstrate. Let me show you. So basically you're not able to hear what's going on when they're in phase, and when they're out of phase, you can hear what's going on. This is an example of phase cancellation, so the blue wave is inverted, which means that energy must be going somewhere else. The interconnections of sine waves and DNA. Sine waves are more complicated than I once thought. So when you think of sine wave, you might think of a little line going up and down, but in reality, it's actually a spiral on the z-axis. I hope you can understand. This is a wave going up and down, but viewed in 3D, it's like a spiral thing. Sine wave can be viewed as a spiral. Take two inverted spiraling sine waves, and what do we get? DNA, double helix. DNA under an electron microscope. You can clearly see the wave here. It's hard to see, but yeah. Researchers are at the cusp of understanding the resonance of DNA, attempting to prove that DNA also vibrates like a sound wave, or in their findings, an electromagnetic wave, which is seen here. French researchers in 2009 conducted a study on this topic. The name of the study was Electromagnetic Signals are Produced by Aqueous Nanostructures Derived from Bacterial DNA Sequences. Basically, in plain English, this means that DNA emits a frequency, an RF frequency, radio frequency. Oops. Where does the energy of the phase cancellation between our DNA go? Think about it like this. It's very simple. 2, 4, and 8. 2, 4, and 8. Let me show you. 2 DNA phosphate backbone, right? So you got the double helix of the DNA. 4 nucleotide bases, A, T, G, C. And then recent studies have shown neuronic pathways in the brain go up to 8 simplex. Let's recap before I go on to simplex. The phenomena between two audio waves canceling each other out is known as phase cancellation. Where does the sound go? This phenomenon can also be found in all DNA and applies the law of energy cannot be created or destroyed. Two waves canceling each other out, DNA sugar backbone, phosphate backbone in the third dimension. Energy then shifts to a higher dimension, electromagnetic waves, creating consciousness and creativity through quantum physics. This theory is further validated by the law of entropy. If you don't know what the law of entropy is, basically solids, more solid forms will always want to go into a gaseous form. This is sort of the confusing part, so I'll try to explain it the best I can. What are simplexes? Recent studies have found that neuronic pathways in the brain can go up to 8 simplex, 8th dimensional shapes. The complex neuron firing patterns in the brain can be compared to algebraic multi-dimensional shapes known as simplexes. This is what they look like. The path of neurons flowing, when you think, are not omnidirectional, meaning they go everywhere. They flow in the brain instead of randomly going off everywhere. So there's a certain pattern where the energy can flow that is determined by the simplex itself. My discovery also, it seems that in itself a RF wave is a simplex of an audio wave, further validating this breakthrough. This also is further validated by Pythagoras' theorem, a squared plus b squared equals c squared, with the two audio DNA waves being represented by sides a and b of the triangle. Is life infinite? Yes, I believe so. Do you understand now? This is out of phase, and this is the infinity symbol. This is a huge breakthrough for science and consciousness around the world. Thank you so much for watching my presentation. Never doubt your own creativity. And a final message to all scientists watching this. Please don't be afraid to give your opinions on creativity theory. I am in need of a team of industry-leading scientists, engineers, physicists, psychologists, and biologists to try to conduct the first experiment to prove this theory. And I want to give a special thanks to Professor Matt Noble of Mercy College for introducing phase cancellation in the classroom. Thank you, and have a good day.